going to record this session, as I mentioned, so that you can feel free to take notes as we go along and jot down anything. But if you do forget something, not to worry, you can come back and watch the recording to see how something is going again. So I want to first get you oriented to the Zoom experience. So you see me up on your screen because I'm talking, and then you see some other thumbnails. I also want to point out up on the top right-hand corner of your screen, there's the little red X to close the window. So don't click that now, otherwise you're going to leave us. So the next button next to it, though, is to maximize your screen. And if you're on a Mac, it's on the top left-hand corner of your screen instead of the right. So when you maximize your screen, then Zoom fills up your entire window. And then you can either hit escape on your keyboard or there's a button up there to exit full screen. And I just want to point that out because when I share my screen, Zoom is going to fill up your whole screen and everything behind it's going to disappear. So not to worry, all your stuff is still there in the background, but when I'm in presentation mode, the screen fills up. We are going to be switching back and forth between some applications. So I do want you to look in your taskbar or in your dock and look for the little blue camera icon. And that is the Zoom icon. So if I disappear because you've gone off into another application and you want to get back to Zoom again, you just need to click on that again to bring Zoom back up. So if you minimize your window, then you can always click the little Zoom icon to bring it back up again. A couple of other things to note. Down the bottom left-hand corner of the Zoom window, you'll find some buttons. If you don't see buttons, you'll have to just move your mouse over the Zoom screen and the buttons come back again. So the buttons down the bottom of the screen, there is a mute button on the bottom left-hand corner. And I do ask that you mute while other people are talking because sometimes we get some feedback from speakers on other people's machines. So when you want to speak, just click that unmute button and then you can talk. And then when you're done speaking, click the mute button again. The other button next to it says stop video. And you're going to use that one today because we're going to be using Kaltura. And Kaltura wants to use your camera. But right now, Kaltura can't get to your camera because Zoom has your camera. So before we go and use Kaltura, I'm going to ask you to stop your video in Zoom so that Kaltura can go and find it. So if you want to practice just pressing that stop video button right now and then press start video again, it's just an on-off switch. Turns your camera on and off. Great. And I see everyone doing that. Okay, another thing that you'll see down the bottom of the screen, some people have found already the chat button. So feel free to use chat to ask us questions. You can post to the whole group or you can post me directly if you have a private question. And I'll keep my eyes on the chat and Andre will keep his eyes on the chat too and interrupt me as needed. So do feel free to interrupt and ask questions. This is very formal. It's going to be a work experience. So I'm going to present some things, but you're also going to be trying things out and doing things on your own computer. The last button I want to point out, you don't see yet, but down on the bottom of the screen, you'll also have a breakout rooms button. And that gives us each our own private workspace. So the way that the format of this webinar goes is that I'm going to present some information. Then you're going to go off into a breakout room of your own and you're going to try some of the things that I just talked about. You do have an option when you're in the breakout room. There's a button to ask for help. So if you do that, it's like raising your hand and I get a little notification and I'll go into your breakout room and I can help you and we can talk back and forth without the rest of the group hearing us and being disturbed. Okay, so those breakout rooms are for us to do individual one-on-one work. Andre and I will pop around through the different breakout rooms while we're in our work time. So are there any questions about the format so far? And remember, if you want to speak, just unmute your microphone and ask a question. Okay, or you can ask in the chat. So first thing I'm going to do is give you a broad overview of Kaltura, and then I'm going to show you how to download the software and how to record a video. And then we're going to have some breakout time where you're actually going to do that yourself. So you can follow along if you want to. Some people, though, they work much better if they just focus on the one thing and they just watch it and then they go and try it. Some people work better following along and multitasking. If you're able to do that in multiple windows, feel free to do that. Otherwise, like I said, this will be recorded. You can come back if you miss something. So the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen. And when I share my screen, that fills up your whole window, like we talked about. So now you're seeing my screen. So I'm at Blackboard, and Blackboard is where we use Kaltura. Kaltura is locked inside Blackboard right now. And that's so that we don't have to worry about FERPA or HIPAA, the privacy laws. So you can feel comfortable recording a video and knowing that it's private and only your students can see it. If you assign students to create videos, you can feel safe and comfortable knowing that only the student and you or the rest of the class, depending on how you have them post it, can see their video, so you can feel comfortable with the privacy there. It also means that you can't share your videos outside of Kaltura right now. So that some people were like, oh, well, I created this great video and I want other people to see it. So right now there's no easy way to do that except for making them a collaborator, which is something we'll talk about in our webinar this afternoon. So Kaltura lives in the cloud, which means that it's out there in the Ethernet sphere. So you record a video on your computer using a piece of software called Capture Space. It records on your computer, and then you upload it to the cloud, to the Kaltura cloud and Blackboard, and it sits up there. So you don't need your computer anymore. You can get to that video regardless of where you are. So it also records in multiple streams, which means that you can see lots of different things in your video. You can record just a webcam, where it's just your face on the screen. You can record just your screen, so you can do a screencast that shows how to do something on your computer. You can combine those two and allow students to see both at the same time, and actually the students get to choose how they see that, side by side or picture in picture. You can also add a PowerPoint too. So you can have a PowerPoint and you can also have your face on the screen too, which is a great way of having instructor presence in a distance course. It's important for students to see and hear who you are in a distance course, just the way they do in a face-to-face class. So in addition, you could also plug in a document camera. So if you had a model of something to show, you could show that on a camera. If you wanted to handwrite things, you could do that under the camera. There's lots of different feeds that you could record, as well as your voice, of course. So all of your videos are recorded and stored when you upload them in a place called My Media. And My Media eventually will be on your Blackboard homepage, but it's probably not right now. So the way to put it on your Blackboard homepage is to look on your homepage, and at the top left-hand corner, there's a button called Add Module. And when I add module, it lets me customize what my Blackboard homepage looks like. And I can see there are 2 pages of modules here. And if the other thumbnail videos are in the way, you can click and drag them out of the way if my mouse disappears. So then I'm going to go onto the second page, and I'm going to look for My Media, and there will be a button there that says Add. If it says Remove, that means it's already added. So it's just a toggle on and off button. So once that is added, and I go back to the home page, it will be added to the home page down the bottom left-hand corner. But you can move it. So let's see, where is mine? Mine is, I think I put mine, yeah, in the middle. So on the bottom middle here. And it's a little tiny module. It's easy to overlook. So when I click on it, it will bring me to a list of all of my own personal videos that I have uploaded. And if I haven't shared it anywhere yet, it will say private on it. And that way I know only I can see that. No one has access to that video. So feel safe today creating a pretend video and knowing that no one else will see it. So if you are embarrassed by the way that you look and sound on the camera today while you're playing around, no worries, no one's going to see it. We're just going to have some fun. So all of the videos are listed here in one big long list. So as you keep adding videos, more and more videos will be listed here. There's no way to organize them. You can't like put them in folders. So what you do is you use tags, which are keywords. So you just add a keyword to your video so that it's easier to find it. You can search by keywords or by title or by description. And there is a search box up at the top here where I could search for lecture. And if I searched, it would pull up all of the videos that have lecture either in the title or in the tags or description. So the button that we want to look for to add new videos is in the top right-hand corner. It's a big blue button that says Add New. And when I click on that, it's a drop-down menu. So these are the different ways that I can add new videos to my media. So I can upload a video. So if I have a video file on my computer because I recorded it a long time ago, or I recorded a video on my phone and I plugged it into my computer, I can upload it that way. So you don't have to have a webcam on your computer. You can use your phone, and most of your students have phones with video recorders on them as well. So you can assign a student to record a video, they plug it into their computer, and they do Add New and Media Upload. You can also add a YouTube video here. I will caution you that it strips out the closed captioning when you do that though. So your videos are rendered inaccessible. So we don't recommend adding YouTube videos here. And then you'll see Capture Space, and that's the software that you'll use to record videos. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Capture Space, and when I do that, it's going to ask me to download it. And there's a version for Mac, and there's a version for Windows, and they are almost exactly the same. The only difference is the Windows version lets you add more cameras than the Mac version. And I'm going to click the Download for Windows button. And just like any other software, it pops up a button that either I click Save or Run. You know, I just followed the on-screen instructions, and it's pretty quick to download and install this software. So I just want to take a quick peek here that the format. So Frank, are you asking about what format your videos can be in?
Yes. I mean, will it take anything? I have a bunch of old videos that I created on Camtasia that were on my computer.
Yep. So all of the standard video file formats like MP4 or MOV, so all of those kinds of video formats are accepted. So you should be able to upload those old videos that you created in Camtasia. So there we go, it downloaded. So I'm going to open up the installer now, and then I'll run this installer. Like I said, it's pretty quick. You'll only need to do this once. It does not update automatically, so you might want to a couple times a year download this software again. And I just got a little notification that it can't see my camera, and that's because I have my camera on. So I'm going to turn off my camera so you can't see me anymore, but you can still see my screen. And you'll see that the Kaltura Capture Space desktop recorder launched in the bottom right-hand corner of my window. It's a small application. It only has a few buttons here, and these are the different things that you can record. So if you wanted to record just your webcam, you could use that button. But I recommend always using the top button. And the reason for that is when you use the top button, it creates an interactive player for the student. So the student gets to choose how they see the video streams. And I'll show you an example of that in a few minutes. So I'm going to click on that Presentations and Lectures button, and it's going to open up a preview window. And here it's captured my camera. So now Zoom passed over permission of my camera to Kaltura, and you can see me in the top here. You can also see a preview of my screen. So it's not live. If I go and do something on my screen, it's not going to change here. It's just showing what the last little snapshot of it was. And then you see a pane with some options over on the left-hand side. So it looks a little confusing, but there's actually only a couple of things that you really need to look at. The first one is this drop down for your camera. So if you have multiple cameras plugged in, you can choose them off of this menu here. Or if you decide that you don't want your webcam recorded, you can say none, and that turns off the webcam. And then you're only recording the screen or the PowerPoint. So I am going to turn on my webcam here and record that. And if I need high resolution for some reason, so for example, if I'm using a document camera, I want the quality to be better than if I'm just looking at my face. No one needs to blow up my face and see it in great detail. If they do, then I think they have a problem. So I'm going to change this resolution from 480p to 720p. And I would do that if I had a document camera or something that needed a clear picture. It's really not necessary for webcam, so I'm just going to leave it at the lower version, and that kind of saves on file size. Then down here, I have an option for screen capture, and it's either on or off. And if I turn it off, then you can see that the screen capture has been turned off. And I'll turn it back on again, so it's going to record my screen. And then here I do recommend using the higher resolution, the 1080p versus the 720p. And that's because screens, you know, typically you're going to be showing some kind of detail on the screen, and you want the students to be able to see it pretty clearly when they see it in full screen. So I'm going to leave that at 1080p. And my other option is to have a presentation. So instead of recording the screen, I can record a PowerPoint. So I would turn that on, and then I would click Browse to go find a PowerPoint on my computer. It's already loaded up the last one I used. And it shows me a preview of my first slide in the PowerPoint. And you'll notice that the screen capture turned off when I turned presentation on. And that's because you can only have one or the other. So I'm going to record the PowerPoint first so you can see what that looks like. So I've got my webcam and my PowerPoint. And down the bottom right-hand corner, there's the record button. And when I click record, you'll see that I get a warning. So PowerPoint will launch in another window, and actually it's launched on another screen, so you can't actually see it. But I got a countdown of the 5 seconds, so you can fix your hair or do whatever you need to do before it starts. And I have a preview of my webcam here. It doesn't matter where I put it on the screen because it's not recorded with the screen. It's recorded separately. So I would just move through my PowerPoint like I normally would as I was giving a presentation. And then when I'm done, I just click the done button here. If I needed to for some reason, I could click pause. So if I needed to sneeze or blow my nose or answer the phone, then there's a pause button. And then when I click resume, it just picks up the video where I left off. And then I'll click done, and it's going to load up a preview of that video. So I get to watch how that went. Okay, so here's the timeline up at the top of the screen showing me what I just recorded. I recorded 36 seconds worth of video. And here's one recording, the PowerPoint, and here's the other recording, the webcam. So I can play through this, and if I'm happy with it, then I can click done. If not, I can click cancel, and I can go back and re-record. So I'm going to say I'm happy. I'm going to click done. And then I'll be ready to upload it to Blackboard. So I need to give it a title. So I'm just going to say practice recording, and you can give it a description and some tags. And then I click upload. And depending on my internet speed and how big the video is, it usually runs pretty quickly. If you have slow speed internet at home, you can just save the video on your computer, and then when you get to campus, then you can go and upload them if it takes too long to do it at home. So when I'm done, I get this little success message, and I just close it. And when I go back to Blackboard now, if I go home and I go back to My Media, I'll click on that, and then I will see this is the new video that I just recorded. Whoops. And right now you can't see the picture because it's still processing. Sometimes it takes a little while to process. If you don't see the video right away, that's okay. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to load up. And then I can just click on it, and it opens up the player, and then I can watch it. And you can see there's that picture-in-picture. It shows the PowerPoint and it shows the webcam. So I can click the play button, and now I'm just watching the video. And I can make it full screen. I can also change the speed of it. So if my instructor speaks too quickly, or if this is a language class and I want to hear things a little bit slower, I can slow down the speed. Or if my instructor speaks too slowly, I can speed it up. The other thing I can do is use these white buttons, and I can change how these two streams play. So the student can decide to see these side by side if they want to. Or they can hide one completely and just show the PowerPoint, or use these toggle buttons to switch and just see the webcam. So the student gets the power here. And if they are seeing it in picture-in-picture and your picture is in the way, they can click and drag it to move it out of the way. Okay, so I just went through a whole bunch of technical steps. So I just want to quickly recap and give you your assignment. So what I did was I added the My Media module to my homepage. And then I went into My Media, and I used the Add New button to get the Capture Space tool. And then I downloaded Capture Space, and it opened up. And I used the top button to start a recording. And I clicked the Record button. I got a countdown. And then I got a preview button, a toolbar that had a Done button on it. I clicked that when I was done, and then I clicked the upload after I put the title and description and tags in it. So I want you to do those steps yourself. So we're going to take about 15 minutes for us to break up into our breakout rooms, and you're going to go to Blackboard, and you're going to add the My Media module to your homepage. You're going to download Capture Space, you're going to record a video, and you're going to upload it to Blackboard. So we'll talk a little bit later about how to add it to a course, but for now we're just going to practice recording the video. So we're going to go into breakout rooms, and in a minute when I start the breakout rooms, you will see the a notification pop up saying that I'm inviting you to a breakout room, and you'll just click accept. Then when you go into the breakout room, if you have a question, there's a button at the bottom of the screen for you to request help. And I'll get a notification, and I'll pop in as soon as I can. In the meantime, too, Andre and I will pop into the different rooms to see if anyone needs some help. So you're going to minimize Zoom after you go into the breakout room, and you're going to open up Blackboard in another window. But remember, you'll find Zoom on your taskbar or on your dock. It's that little blue camera icon. Okay, so are there any questions before we go off and do our assignment?
Yes, I have some questions.
Yes.
So I've got like 3 different courses running on Blackboard. Mm-hmm. Do I have to originate in the course that I want that video? And if I create a video in one course, can I dump it into another course?
Yes, so you can originate your video from anywhere. So you can do it from My Media, like I just showed you, or you can actually do it from inside a course. It doesn't matter. All your videos that you create go to My Media. And then once it's in My Media, you can put it in all the courses you want to. So I'm going to show you how to do that next.
Now, I already downloaded Kaltura onto this computer last week, so there's an icon on my desktop. So can I start there?
You can, but I recommend that you start from Blackboard. And the reason why is that it will log you in to your Blackboard account in Kaltura. And that's really important because if you're not logged in Kaltura, it's not going to go into My Media. It might end up in someone else's My Media, especially if you're on a shared computer. So I do recommend using Blackboard first and then using the Add New button in My Media. So once you have downloaded it, once you click on Capture Space, it'll just load up. Okay, any other questions?
Well, can you show us the Blackboard page where you go to the Kaltura?
Yes, so that was, let me show that one more time. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I'll go back home. And I added the My Media module to my home page. So I just click on My Media, and then I'm looking for the big blue Add New button, and that's where I launch Capture Space.
I don't know where to get my media onto my Blackboard site.
Yeah, I can help you when we go into the breakout rooms. Yep. Okay, any other questions before we break off? Okay, so it is 11:01, so at 11:16, I'll ask you to come back to the main room. And again, you can raise your hand if you have any questions, and then we will come and give you some help. So go have fun on your adventure.
Does anybody need help right away, do you think? If you feel iffy, just raise your hand. I'll jump into the private room with you.
Yeah,
Andre, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Just real quick, I don't want you guys to have to recap anything, but are you in the Kaltura site or Blackboard?
Blackboard.
Okay, that's where I'll head. Thanks.
Yep, great. So, yeah, go ahead, Kate.
I just have one quick question. Is it possible to download this for Chrome?
Are you on a Chromebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no mobile version of this.
Okay.
Is that what you're on right now?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have access to a desktop or a laptop?
I do, but I don't have a headset.
Oh, okay. But you can at least go ahead and record a video,
Yeah.
you know, and just kind of play with the experience.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so Andre, I'll put you in Frank's room.
Okay.
And then I'll pop around if anyone needs some help. Okay, have fun.
Okay.
So now you should have a request to join a breakout room, and you can go ahead and click on those. Hi, Jim.
Hi there.
You need any help getting started?
I do, and I don't want to take your time, Noe. I'm sorry I was so late.
Oh, that's all right.
Where are you doing? Where are you? Where should I be, I should say?
Yeah, so if you want to share your screen, I can talk you through it. So at the bottom of the Zoom window, there is a share screen button, a green button.
Yep.
So you can, there you go. And now I can see your screen. Okay, so now you want to go to the home page of Blackboard. So just up at the top here, home. And you're going to add, oh, you already have My Media. It's over on the left there.
My Media.
It's the second module on the left. It's a little tiny one.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, I had done, Ann Delaney and I had done a couple like test ones like back in September.
Yep. There you go. So now it's the blue Add New button.
Yep.
And you're going to do Capture Space. And it looks like you probably have already downloaded this, so it's just going to open up Capture Space.
Oh, I don't think I downloaded it on this computer.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, go ahead and download it.
And if you need to leave to help other folks, please don't
Okay.
hesitate. I don't want to take too much of your time.
You're good. I don't have any raised hands yet.
All right. All right.
Okay, so now you just have to go back and do Add New again.
Don't see it.
Yeah, it just might take a sec to launch.
It went on my second screen.
Oh, okay. Yep. So it's not going to be able to find your camera right now because you're using your camera in Zoom.
Okay.
So if you want to turn off your camera in Zoom.
How do I do that?
So if you look at the Zoom toolbar is now up at the top of your screen.
Yep.
So you just find the little stop video button.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So now you can click on presentations and lectures. There we go. So now your webcam is picked up here. And then your screen is picked up here too.
All right, so does it matter that it's showing a second screen? Doesn't really matter, I guess.
No, so you can, over on the left-hand side where all your options are, where the screen capture is, if you want to pick a different screen, you just click that Dell drop-down there. And you pick your other screen.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then if you want to do a PowerPoint instead of your screen, then you would turn presentation on and you would browse your computer for a PowerPoint.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so just go ahead and record a video.
Just go ahead and record a video.
Yeah, you just have to click record. It's that easy.
So recording started.
Yep, so you're getting a countdown. Yep, countdown to 0, and now you're recording.
And so whatever shows up on this screen, so like if I minimize it now, it's recording whatever's showing on the screen?
No, because you turned screen recording off.
Oh, so when I minimized it, it shut it off?
Yeah, so when you turn presentation on, it turns screen capture off.
So what is it actually recording like right now? Just my video?
Just your webcam.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, I've got a hand up, so I'm going to go join someone else.
I will play. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, John. Oh,
hello.
There you go. Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a video uploaded from previously that I've been playing with Kaltura.
Yeah.
And I just went to double check to make sure that I had my media on my Blackboard page, and I do. I had added that previously. However, when I click on it, it gives me an error that reads, let me tell you exactly what it reads. It says, it seems your browser is blocking third-party session cookies, although I'm not exactly sure why I have the cookies enabled. I don't know if it might have something to do with, some software for virus or other kinds of things on there or not, but have you seen that message before by any chance?
No, and actually, if you want to share your screen with me so I can see that.
Okay, there we go.
Yep, that little green screen share button.
Okay, let's see. Okay, can you see that now?
There we go, great.
Okay, let me see if I can move this over for you. And notice right up here where it says My Media.
Yep.
Okay, I click on that. And this is the error that I'm getting.
Oh. Okay, so I'm going to ask Andre to come in here because he's a Mac guy.
Okay. I have another way I think I can get into it. I think if I go into the capture space, can you still see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. I think if I go into library, I can still see that. So I can get into the media this way, but for some reason I can't see.
So I'm gonna ask Andre to come in here and help you.
Okay.
And he'll be able to do that for you.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Change to 1080p on this. Yeah.
Hey, Andre?
Yes.
Can I ask you to go give John a hand? He's got a Mac issue that I can't
Okay,
answer.
sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Move me over.
Okie dokie. I'll move you over. Room 6. Okay, go ahead. Hi, Kate.
Hi. Oh. Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, I can't hear you though.
Oh.
I was wondering how I just initially add the module.
So you can't hear me? Okay, so.
Okay.
Hi, Mark. Sorry, it took me a minute to get over here. I was helping a couple other people. Oh, I can't hear you. Do you have your microphone on? Oh, no, I still can't hear you. If you go down to your microphone button, there is a drop down. Actually, it's a pop-up menu where you can select a microphone. So you just want to check to make sure that you have the right microphone selected. Still can't hear you. Do you have a headset or earbuds that you could plug in? Still no. Or maybe you could just type your question in chat. I know you're trying to say something, but I'm a terrible lip reader. So there's a chat button at the bottom of the screen. Oh, okay. So let's scroll. Oh, I don't see a chat message from you. Oh, right. Okay, so on the Blackboard homepage.
And you can hear me
Oh,
now.
I can hear you now. Yay!
Okay, I'm on the Blackboard homepage.
Okay, in the top left-hand corner, there's an Add Module button.
Okay. Okay, just a second. Top left-hand corner. Okay, just a second. And I got to put this on my notes. Okay, add module. And I've clicked on add module and...
Yep. And it's on the second page. It's alphabetical, so the second page is M.
Okay. How do I get to the second page? Page 1 of 2, click over next page. Page 2. Okay. And just click on add.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. So now if I go back to the home page, I'm going to see it there, right?
Yep.
And there's laptops suck. And let's refresh that. And still no my module.
It's probably on the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, okay, all the way down bottom left, yeah. Okay. So, okay, I can go from there.
Okay.
I'll give it a shot. Thank you.
All right. Have fun. Good luck. All right. How did it go, Annabella?
It went, I made 2 videos.
Great.
And they are on my page in Blackboard. The part that was confusing is I wanted to see myself record, and I didn't see myself record.
Yep.
And so I wasn't sure if it was still recording.
Yep.
And I finally stopped, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only part I don't like. I kind of want to see myself.
Yep. So when you do a screen recording, so you record your screen, your webcam hides behind your screen.
Ah, okay.
So, but when you do a PowerPoint recording, your webcam, you can see the preview of it.
Okay, I get it. Now, are you sure no one else can see this video within?
Not right now. It's hidden.
That's my only fear. Okay, great. That was okay. I just have to practice.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. Hi, can you hear me again?
I can.
Okay, I registered for the afternoon session, but I'm wondering if it's too much too soon, right after this first one. No?
No, I don't think so, because we assume that you have some pretty basic knowledge of Kaltura, so you should be okay.
Okay, because I was thinking that if I had time to practice making some videos and take the second session, it might be, but I don't know if you have another second section soon.
No, but it is going to be recorded, so if you can't absorb everything today, that's fine. I mean, it's still worth trying it out, but it'll be recorded. You can go back to it.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to give everyone about a minute left to come on back. How'd it go, Mark?
I looked in my media, and there's a whole bunch of recordings that I've already done in
lockdown, but now everything's okay.
that I don't remember.
Ah. So did you have any Panopto recordings?
Yeah, at one time I had hundreds of them.
Okay. So the Panopto recordings got transferred over into my media.
Oh, that's too bad, because they were terrible.
Oh, okay. I'll check that later.
You can delete them if you want to.
Okay, I think that's probably what I'll do. Yeah. That'll kill an afternoon. Thank you. Do you have a step-by-step instruction for this somewhere?
Yes. So we have. Actually, I'll go ahead and share my screen now so that I can show you where it is, and I'm going to tell everyone about this again later too on our faculty portal. So if you go to learn.maine.edu, that brings you to the University College website. And then up at the top of the page is a faculty button. So that takes you to the faculty portal. And there is lots of stuff here on the faculty portal for you. The first orange button is all about Kaltura. So on this Kaltura page, there are different articles. There's actually documentation that has like step-by-step directions on a lot of different tasks. And then we also have some other articles on here too. And let's see, the last one on here is like a quick overview of what I went over today. It's in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And we're adding new stuff to this Kaltura page all the time. All right, so anyone have something they'd like to share about their experience? Good, bad, or ugly?
Well, I never got finished.
Oh, no? Oh, okay.
John and I did not get to recording. We were fidgeting with his security privacy settings on his Mac. So, but I think we got successful, at least in Firefox.
Yeah, okay, great.
I have a question. What's a recommended length for these recordings? I can't imagine a 2-hour recording. That would be brutal for the students.
You are so right. So our attention span for videos is shorter than it is for a classroom, because with a video, we can just turn it off or we can walk away. But in a classroom, we're kind of stuck there. It's rude to get up and walk away. So with a video, yeah, if your attention wanders, it's gone. So you do want to keep your videos short. So, 5 to 7 minutes is a good chunk for a topic. So instead of like recording like a whole class worth of information, chunk it up into smaller pieces. So do a video for each of the main topics, because then you can reuse those topics in a lot of different places. But it also makes it much more manageable for the student too.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so yeah, Jim.
I say I didn't have a chance to do it too much right now, but I know when I was practicing with Kaltura this fall, one of the things I struggled with, and it may just be me, is it just felt very clunky, sort of the pausing and unpausing. So as you're changing, for instance, the ones I was doing was showing my screen. So I was doing something like in Main Street and talking about it. So I would have to kind of pause it to change the screen in Main Street if I wanted, for instance, to hide some confidential type information, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Maybe we'll talk about it later or not, but is there sort of a smoother way if you want to sort of be using, in other words, if I'm not going to just record a non-stop 5 to 7 minute video and I'm going to be stopping and pausing it to sort of shift what's being shown on the screen, what is your suggestion about trying to make that as easy as possible?
Alt-P.
Okay.
So Alt-P on your keyboard will automatically pause the video rather than you have to go look for the pause button.
Yeah.
So it's a quick way. You just kind of keep your hands near the keyboard as you're talking, and when you know you're going to get to a pause point, just do Alt-P. It pauses right away. You go do whatever you need to on the screen, and then you just click resume, and you're back recording.
Now, is there a delay though? Because I know when I do Alt-P to pause it, that worked fine, but when I do it again to unpause it, there's no sort of countdown or anything. So
nope.
It's immediate?
It's pretty immediate. There might be just like a half a second, but
okay.
Yeah, really not that much. Yeah.
Okay.
So Alt-P will pause and start.
No, actually you have to click the resume button.
Okay.
But it'll be up on the screen for you.
Okay.
So I like Alt-P. It's super handy. And John added in the chat too that video and audio quality matter given the many ways students watch these videos, which is so true. So you do want to make sure, right now we're not like in the best lighting and everything. You do want to make sure that when you record a video that you do have good lighting. You want to make sure that they can see your face. So like Mark has got some really good lighting. We can see his face really well.
Mark has a really big bald spot. the glare on my forehead is impressive.
So natural lighting is good. So if you can sit facing a window, that's great. You do also want to use either earbuds or a headset so that you have good audio quality too. Non-distracting backgrounds. Although students do really enjoy seeing your cat or your dog come in on the screen, it's very entertaining for them, and it makes you seem human. So now that we've looked at how to create a video, you don't want it sitting there doing nothing. You want your students to see it. So let's look at the different ways that you can add it to Blackboard. So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to go back to Blackboard, and I'm going to go on my home page. And I have added you all to a course called UCFDC, Faculty Development Center, Blackboard Playground. And I've added you all as instructors here so that you can just kind of play around with adding videos and not worrying, there's only a couple of other faculty who are in here. So there's a couple of ways of adding a Kaltura video. So one, I'm going to go to a content area where you would put content in. And one of the ways that you would do it is under the Build Content menu. There is on the bottom right-hand corner a button for Kaltura Media. So this is the easiest way to add your video to Kaltura. I'm going to click on that Kaltura Media, and it will bring up my My Media. So it goes to that My Media and pulls that in. And sometimes it takes a little while, like it is right now. It's loading. Sorry, not sure why it's taking so long. All right, well, let's try the other way. We'll come back to this one. Yeah, we'll come back to that one. So this time I'm going to build a content item. And you can build anything that uses the text editor in Blackboard. So this is the rich text editor. You've seen this before. It's got the 3 rows of buttons. If it only has 1 row of buttons, there's a double arrow on the right-hand side where you can get all 3 rows. And there is a mashup button on here that when you click on it, it actually is a drop-down menu. And Kaltura Media is also here too. So I can click on that, and in a new window, it'll pop up My Media. And hopefully this one will load a little bit faster. And if it's not there, that means that the tool is not turned on in your course right now, and I can help you get that turned on if that's the case. So here's My Media, and there's that recording that I just did a few minutes ago. So I find the video I want to include, and I click the Select button. So I click on Select, and then it will add it right into the content of that item. Someday soon. Wow, it's really slow today. So when I put it into an item with that mashup button, it also puts the meta information around it too. And I just need to give it a title. And then I've also got the other Blackboard features here too, like adding an attachment or putting display date restrictions. And then I'll hit Submit. And it goes down to the bottom of the list. And here's the video I just added. So it comes up as a thumbnail, and I just click on the thumbnail, and then it opens in an overlay. So this is really nice because the students do not leave Blackboard. They stay here in Blackboard. So they can watch the video here. And then when they're done, they just X out of that video, and they're still here in Blackboard. So students aren't getting lost by opening new windows and closing them and closing Blackboard by accident. So let me try that other one again. So that one was in the text editor. And then under Build Content, there's also Kaltura Media. Let's see if this loads up a little bit faster. And that content editor, you can find that in an item, a folder, in the discussion board, in assignment directions. It's all over Blackboard. So you can put your video really anywhere in Blackboard. So the same thing, I have My Media, and again, I just select the button here next to the video I want to use. And I give it a title. I can give it a description if I want to, and then I'll click Submit. I'll go down to the bottom. And here's the video. And so really the only difference between those two is if I add it as a mashup, it has that little video icon next to it. If I add it as an item, inside the text editor, it gets the meta information next to it. So really it's the same thing. There's just only a little bit of difference there. So if I wanted to put, like I wanted to assign students to record a video introduction, so I'm going to go into the discussion board. I'm going to go into a post, and then I'm going to reply to this post. And then I'm a student, and I'm going to click on Mashups, Kaltura Media. And if the student hasn't recorded anything in My Media yet, they can still record here by clicking the Add New drop-down button in the top right-hand corner, and then using Capture Space. So students get Capture Space too, and students get My Media. So you can ask the student to record a video introducing themselves, and then posting it into, I'm just going to select this one again, and then posting it into the discussion board. So here's the video again. I'll hit Submit, and now here is the post that's in the discussion board, and other students in the class can watch the video, and they can even reply with their own video. So that mashup tool is, those are the two ways of embedding videos inside your course. There is one more way. There is, if I go to the Tools button in the menu and I look at all of the tools that students have access to in Blackboard, there's one called Media Gallery. So if I click on the Media Gallery, for this course, I haven't added anything to it, so it's going to be blank. So the Media Gallery is just like a dumping ground, really, for videos. So if I just wanted to add a bunch of videos to the class, and it didn't really matter what they were connected to. I could just put them here in like one big video place. The media gallery is also a nice place for students to showcase work. So you can allow students to post to the media gallery, and they would just click the Add Media button, and they would get to My Media, and they would do the Add New, and add their videos in here too. So those are the ways that you can add. I'm going to stop sharing right now. Yeah, John had a question. Do students need to add the tool to gain access to Post in Blackboard? So yes, they need to download the Capture Space recorder, just like we did today. So they can call tech support if they run into help, and tech support is new at this too, because Kaltura is a new tool this year. So they may or may not get complete satisfaction, but at least there are people there to help. So let me just recap one more time. The ways that you can add it are with the Build Content drop-down and the Kaltura Mashup. Or if you're in a text editor, there's a Mashup button. So if you don't see it in the Mashup button, let us know. It's just a matter of turning that tool on in your course. And sometimes it gets turned off if you do a course copy. So we can just turn it back on again. So any other questions?
I'm wondering if, so for example, if a student does not have the technology to download this app and create videos, what kind of access do they have to that on campus?
Yep. So they do have computer labs on campus, and at all of the centers there are computers that students can use. But really I think most students are going to find it easier to just record on their phone.
Okay.
And then upload the video to My Media rather than using Capture Space. So they can just hold up their phone, do a recording, and then just either email the video to themselves or plug it into their computer to download it to their computer.
Okay.
So you could do that on a Chromebook too.
Okay. And if they don't have, for example, a smartphone or anything, do the computers in the computer labs have the capability to create Kaltura videos?
So it depends. Kaltura does not require administrative access to launch on a computer, so they should be able to, but the computer labs and what is allowed on all of them are a little bit different. So they might run into trouble, but they should be able to get the support that they need at a center or on campus.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But probably the question was about if the lab computers are equipped with webcam. Are they equipped with webcam?
No. So yeah, if they needed a webcam video, yeah, most of the centers and campuses do not have webcams on their computers.
Okay, so they really do need a smartphone or a computer of their own with webcam and microphone.
Yeah. So some of the centers, it's just hit or miss. They might have a webcam that they can plug into one of the computers. So it's worth asking.
Yeah, I was just going to add real quick, Ann, if you can get the message out to faculty, if they have any students going through the centers who need that technology, just reach out to the centers because we can make it happen. There's no question about that. Yep. As long as we know, just let us know.
Yeah, and there are webcams that the student could get access to. They're just not in the computer labs. So it would take a little bit of legwork, but we can certainly make it happen for students. Another question here, how do I upload from Camtasia? So Camtasia files have to be exported in a video file format, so like an MP4. So you would just do I think it's the share button and local file and save it as a, as like a YouTube video. And then you could upload it under Add New. Okay, so I'd like to have some more work time. So this time you're going to add a video to our Blackboard course. So if you're not happy with the video that you recorded already, feel free to add another video. And then you're going to go to your Blackboard homepage, and you should find the Blackboard Playground way down at the bottom of your list of courses. And you're an instructor, so you can go in there and you can create content and add a video in one of the ways that I showed you. So again, we're going to take about 15 minutes in our breakout rooms. Raise your hand again. A lot of you found that button so that you could get some help. If I don't get to you right away, that's because I'm helping someone else. Would anyone like us to jump in there right away? Frank? Yeah? Okay. Andre, do you want to jump in with Frank again?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we'll be happy to.
Okay, any other?
John, are you all set with your video? Because we didn't get to record one, so he's muted.
All right, so we'll take about 15 minutes and then I'll call you all back again. So have fun adding videos to Blackboard. Do you need any help, Jim? Oh, you're muted. And I'm not a very good lip reader. Oops.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So I'm like the Verizon guy. I think I'm set. I just went. Yeah, I'm at the I'm creating it through the content, build content.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just put a title. I think I'm all set.
Okay, cool. Let me know if you have any other questions.
All right, thank you. Oh, you still there, Ann?
Yep.
I do have a question. I noticed
Sure.
when you played your video
Mm-hmm.
that in the video you were small, the screen was big.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to set that as a default? Because I see when I did mine, I've uploaded it now to the course page. I know I can toggle between the two, but is there a way to do the default for students who don't know how to toggle?
No. So by default, it does come up as picture-in-picture.
Yep.
So one big, one little. And if it's a PowerPoint, it's usually the PowerPoint is the big one and
Yeah.
the webcam's the little one. So that's the default. But it might not be a bad idea to show students that at the beginning. Let them know that they can change that.
Yeah. I can tell you what I'm envisioning using this mostly because I'm teaching CIS 100 in the fall.
Oh, okay.
As an on-site class, but what I want to do is sort of record, 5-minute down and dirty examples of what I'm doing in the class. So if they're struggling, I can say, well, go back onto Blackboard later and you'll see it. So I'm going to be sharing the screen 90% of the time.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. It seemed to work. So thank you.
Great. Okay. I've got a question. I'm going to another room.
All right.
All right.
Okay, hello. Have I got the mute on? No, I don't.
Nope, I can hear you.
Okay. So how do I record a Kaltura recording?
Okay, so if you want to share your screen with me, go down to the bottom of the Zoom window and there's a green share screen button. And if you click on that, there you go, screen share. And now I can see your window. Okay. So first you'll want to go up to the top where the Zoom buttons are, up at the top of the screen, and you'll want to stop your video so that Kaltura can grab your camera. Yep. Okay. So you can go back to Blackboard.
Okay, just a second. I'm writing this down because if I don't write it down, nothing's going to happen. Okay, and then what do I do?
Okay, so we'll go to Blackboard.
Okay, and I'm in Blackboard.
And then we'll go to My Media.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then we look for the blue Add New button.
Okay.
And then you do Capture Space.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can open that link.
Okay. Capture space.
Yep, and then click the open link button on the bottom there.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so now you'll click the presentations and lectures button.
Okay.
Okay, so now it shows you a preview of your webcam and a preview of your screen.
Okay.
And you want to record a screencast?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so then all you have to do is down the bottom right is hit the record button.
Bottom right. Record. Okay, I missed
It's the blue record button on the bottom right.
Meeting controls, record mobile videos. I'm not, oh, okay, record, yeah, all the way down there, skillfully concealed.
Yeah. Okay, so now you have the countdown.
Yeah.
And when it gets to 0, you start talking and you demonstrate what you want to show on the screen.
Okay, so capture space launched successfully. How would I get to?
So yeah, you'll want to have whatever you want to record up and ready. So if you wanted to record something in a Word document, you would have that up. Yeah. Or if you wanted to demonstrate a website, you'd have that up and ready. So you can do Alt-P on your keyboard, pauses the video. So now it's paused, and you've got that little toolbar there where you can resume it.
And then so, resume.
Yep, so you can go get something on your screen if you want to.
Yeah. How do I get back to the desktop, for God's sakes? And then I would go back to...
So you've got the toolbar on the bottom right there. You can just click resume when you're ready to start the recording again.
Yeah. Okay. And then Alt-P pauses it.
Yep. So say, you know, you wanted to show students how to change styles. You know, you can highlight some text and then you can move your mouse up to the styles, you know, gallery and show them, you know, what it looks like when you click on heading 1 or heading 2.
Okay. Thank you. Let me
Yeah.
see. And then when I'm done,
Yep. Go ahead and click done.
click done.
And then it will launch a preview. You want to show on the screen.
Yep.
Yep. And then you can click done on the bottom right again. So yeah, you'll want to have. Yep.
And then I can title and I can tags.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And then click upload.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm not going to click upload because it's junk. But I can see how you would just upload right there.
Yep.
Save would save it to this computer.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Upload would just upload it, and it would not be saved here.
Actually, it does save locally as well. So you'll have a copy of it on your computer, and then you'll also have one up in My Media.
And you'd want to delete those after a while because those would be big files. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Your hard drive. Okay, so now how do I get back to where we were? So,
yeah, so do upload or save.
Okay, upload or save. Okay. Not uploaded, upload now. Well, fine. Yep, delete it. Good.
Yep, and then the record tab is where you get back to the recording options.
Okay. Record. You can tell this is going to take some practice. Cancel. And eventually we get back to the meeting. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, up at the top of the screen, you can click stop sharing.
Okay. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Now we're back at the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Okay, I can tell it's going to take a lot of practice to get this.
And I have to step out, but I will try to be back for the next one's at 12:30, correct?
12:30. Yep.
I should be there.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
Is it okay if I leave as well and come back at 12:30?
Sure. Yeah.
Any other assignments?
No, we're just going to do questions now.
Okay, because I was able to upload my video onto the page that you suggested.
Great. Good.
And I also did it on my course.
Oh, good. Good for you. Nice job.
Okay, so I'll see you at 12:30.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Oops. Okay. There we are.
All right, we're back.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so any last questions about what you were doing?
Does anybody need follow-up assistance after the workshop? Please let us know, and we'll send you a quick email after the session. So you will have our email address, uc-fdc@maine.edu. We'll be happy to meet with you over Zoom or in person, whatever you want, and we'll do our best to help you integrate the videos. We understand it's the first steps, and there are a lot of steps, and of course we do not expect that you will remember every step right now, but now it's time to play and try to embed the video and see how it all works.
So as I mentioned, this webinar is recorded, so I will send you out the recording when I have it uploaded, and you can come back and check out any of the stuff that we did. And I also showed you on learn.maine.edu. We have on our faculty portal, we've got a lot of Kaltura tutorials and handouts, and we'll be adding more to that all the time. We're also available to help you Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're on demand. You don't need to make an appointment. You can just either call or drop into our Zoom room, and we're happy to help you with any of your questions. So thank you guys for joining us today. I hope most of you will stick around for this afternoon at 12:30. We have our workshop on the next steps in Kaltura. So a few more things about Kaltura. And not to worry if you feel like you're Kaltura overwhelmed. It's another good opportunity to do some practice and trying things out. The format will be a lot like what we just did today, where I demonstrated a few things, and then you try some things out and we get some help. All right, so thank you guys for coming today.
Okay.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you, everybody. Thank you, guys. Hope to see you in half an hour.